This was an important week in the market with Apple's earnings coming out on Tuesday. So let's get into the trade of the week.
I'm gonna just get right into it. I think I'm gonna buy some Apple shares. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy 100 shares. Later on in the afternoon, I sold off the Apple that I bought today. I made $106 on it. I picked up more Apple. I thought I could get it cheaper. Turns out I had to buy it back at a more expensive price. So it happens sometimes. I kind of want to gamble on earnings on Apple. I don't think they're going to be bad. Apple is one of those stocks that doesn't disappoint very often. I don't see the point in playing scared here. So feeling a little sick to my stomach today. It's not from trading stocks. I've been eating really poorly lately. I bought more Apple. I bought 200 shares of Apple going into earnings. It's the evening of Apple earnings. As you can see, if I were to sell right now, that's ballpark how much I would have made for the day. I am not going to sell this time after hours. We're going to hold it. I think the news was pretty good. I think they're changing a few things around, and I think a lot of people have actually been shorting the stock. I'm not quite sure why. Overall, I think tomorrow will be pretty good. We'll wait and see. I think the whole market's going to be up just on Apple alone.
I just want all of the money. Do you know what I said? I gotta get the dinero, the cash, and the bread. Money. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm down to do the just.
I don't have high blood pressure, but I did have a wisdom tooth removed, so I'm gonna keep this week's video short. In regards to Apple stock, there has been a lot of negative news and rumors over the last few months, and the stock has been down about $90 from its peak. This is still a massive company with $250 billion in revenue and $60 billion in profits. There isn't much more room to the downside with those kinds of numbers. Apple is a stock that I hold in my long-term portfolio, but with the price floating around $155 a share, I also thought it would be profitable for me to take a short-term position. I bought 200 shares into earnings, and it did really well.
AMD's fallen quite a bit. I'm really thinking about just buying a piece of this again. Gonna go ahead and grab a piece. Here we go. So anyway, I'm back in AMD again. This kind of gives you an update what's been done. I bought more AMD into today's dip, so you guys can kind of gauge it up here. It looks like about 19,605 was the average price AMD was bought for. If I make a substantial profit on the AMD I picked up today before earnings, I might offload them just to reduce some of my risk from earnings, because between this and all of my accounts, I have quite a bit of exposure to this stock.
So, like Apple, I also bought AMD into earnings. It was trading around $20 a share, and a couple months back it was as high as $35 a share. There really wasn't a reason not to buy this for an earnings gamble. At best, it was easy money, and the worst case scenario, it would have recovered within a few months. So I was holding on to some AMD stock, about 200 shares before earnings. I scaled 300 shares into earnings, and I scaled another 300 shares when it fell below 20. Overall, I made a much larger profit on AMD than I did with Apple stock. I was unable to dabble with Amazon earnings. I'm, getting my wisdom teeth removed. I'm still in a little bit of pain from that, actually. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way the week turned out. I think my trades, for the most part, speak for themselves this past week. We have a big week coming up with Google, Seagate, some other earnings I'm excited about, FireEye. So that's it for me. Have a great week, and I'll catch up with y'all soon.
Just want the money.